For many women, sex in marriage can become a task rather than an exciting pleasurable event in her marriage. While there are some common reasons that can cause women to put sex on the back burner of their lives, many women tend to avoid sex with their husbands due to past traumatic and hurtful reasons. Unfortunately, the woman often doesn't even realize she's struggling with these issues. Instead, she blames her husband for her lack of interest in sex. While this may be the case at times, there are other issues that become a hindrance to a woman when it comes to sex within her marriage. As a result, the marriage becomes unbalanced and lopsided because sex should be a greatly anticipated part of the marriage relationship. Below you will find 4 things outside of the marriage that can cause a woman to avoid sex with her husband. 1. Abuse. Whether it's past or present, abuse can be a big turn-off. Abuse is the abnormal use for something. And if you're currently being abused, I suggest you find a safe place and get help as soon as possible. However, if it's past sexual abuse, this can cause you to view sex in an unhealthy manner, thus leading you to avoid it altogether. 2. Past sexual relationships. When you are involved with other people sexually before you get married, it can cause a torpedo of emotions to swirl in your heart and mind. This happens especially if you've never made peace with those individuals or if you're not completely over them emotionally. For instance, I struggled for many years after I got married because of my former relationships. While I was no longer attracted to the men I had been sexually involved with, the hurt, pain, and rejection I felt from the relationship still tormented me. As a result, I experienced nightmares, anger, and confusion. It took time, but I was finally able to overcome the residue of my former relationships in order to have a sexually satisfying marriage. 3. Fantasy. Did you realize that a lot of women can shut down from everything and cause their minds to go to an entirely different place? Consider a woman who constantly thinks about spending time with another man or even sleeping with him. As a result, her heart puts up barricades in her marriage because she has emotionally and mentally attached herself to another man. And if this is not dealt with, she can quickly find herself in an adulterous relationship. 4. Adultery. There are 3 types of adultery: mental, emotional, and physical. If a woman allows her heart to be stolen by another man, she can learn to completely shut her husband out of her life. Often for a woman to cheat physically, it normally starts in her mind and progresses to an emotional intimate relationship with someone, as she begins to talk and share her heart with him. Then if her body follows her mind, she will find herself sleeping with another man. While women are less likely to want sex in the marriage than men, sex is an important part of your marriage. Often this lack of desire for sex can result from abuse, fantasy, adultery, or unresolved issues from past relationships. If you are struggling with sex, you need to consider the cause so you can work to overcome and learn to have a happy, fulfilling and passionate sex life with your husband.